Welcome, my name is Matt, aka Road Jedi 88. We're getting into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes mods, General Grievous. And you can see I think he makes first appearances actually in books between Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith. He is in the book and the movies of Revenge of the Sith. He is in the Clone Wars TV series. And I find a lot of first-time Revenge of the Sith film reactors commenting and laughing and just like checking in on him because he looks like a droid coughing. Look through the eye section after he's done coughing. He's not entirely droid. Okay, Obi-Wan made a comment about Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker being, he's more machine now, right? This is actually old, ancient technology that was done to Anakin. Grievous was among, it is a testimony to that. He's actually really old. He goes back to like supposedly like the lore legend, and when I use the word legend, I don't mean the Disney generation Star Trek misinterpretation of legend, timeline jumping. I'm going by the dictionary definition of legend. It's historical concept, and it's a legend because there's not enough historical data or historical resources to be able to track that it was legitimate history. If all of it was factual, it's just kind of in rumor, if anything, gossip and rumor. So that essentially is kind of what a legend is. There are other forms to the term, but it's opinionated, if anything. But it's also not. I mean, I guess there's some elements that could be current, but ideally, it's based on what's happened in the history of it. Like there's some known things about it, but then there's not enough. So that's generally what makes a legend, and it's also, again, so there's proofs that something happened, but then there's opinions trying to fill in the gaps. So attacker, he's an attacker. You can go to my first video in the mods playlist. That definitively defines the different types of characters as well as the different types of mods. I just realized I lost my train of thought of what I was talking about. So yeah, he goes back supposedly to long before, probably the beginning of the Old Republic, maybe. He goes back a ways to older wars, older situations of the galaxy, long before the storyline that George Lucas gave us. And of course, he's had injuries, but what's kept him alive for so long is he's more machine now, in the words of old Ben. Force goes to old Ben. He's more machine now. That's basically what's keeping him alive. And, probably the same thing could have been done for Anakin, too, if you think about it. It's possible it could have been done for him. But, General Grievous, so he's an attacker. And, now here, in the in-game tips, they recommend critical damage and health. Why do I have triple health? Because on the online website, swgoh.gg, it recommended modding him with triple health. You know what? I kind of have to disagree with that one. I mean, all right with the health, maybe. But he's an attacker. Why would you not want him to be able to dominate? take advantage of that. He does fight. He's a leader. He's a droid. He's a separatist. He's a fleet commander. So, okay, maybe some health doesn't hurt so that he can be a support attacker. But if you want to keep the health on, all right. But do you really need 3 sets of them? Probably not. We could probably swap some of these out with critical damage. I just gotta build it up a little bit, but or critical chance. Or you could probably swap it out with, say, maybe potency. Potency could be another option. Yeah, I know, I'm burning through money on this. Test them out. But, I mean, think about it. And look at certain attributes that kind of change up. But he's going to be able to attack more efficiently and be a little more dominating in his attacks. I kind of like the potency idea, actually, to be honest. And I almost want to switch those other 4 health to offense. Or critical damage, maybe. I mean, I'm seriously thinking about it. I'm seriously thinking about it. Now, you don't have to go, if you want to go with swgoh.gg's recommendation, triple health, go for it. If you want to go with the in-game suggestion, the tip, critical damage, health. But he's an attacker character. You can enhance that attacking ability. If you want him to have some support character abilities with his leadership roles, okay, sure, maybe health, but do you really need triple, let alone double? I really kind of don't see the point in it. I feel like we're kind of holding him back from his potential with doing triple health. And probably still holding him back even with double health. But that's my personal opinion. And honestly, I'm probably gonna mess around with these mods a little bit more, because I feel like doing triple health might just be underutilizing his potential, his capacity in a battle. I really have that strong conviction on that matter. He's probably a character you could probably kind of do multiple things with in terms of the mods. You could probably get him to attack like a tank. That would be like offense and potency. Or critical damage. Critical damage and potency. Something along those lines. If you want to mess around with your General Grievous mods, mess around with them. If you want them to be able to have a support, attack like a supporter, have a support attacker, then okay, keep some health on them. But if you want them to be attacking like a tank, then like what I'm suggesting, the critical damage or maybe offense and potency, something along those lines. Maybe play around with them, see what happens. See how it feels for you. So that is General Grievous mods for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comments, questions, suggestions down below. And thank you for following. May the Force be with you.